Hey humans, it's Hannah. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to February's super creepy viral TikTok debunking video where I take all the most viral creepy videos from TikTok that y'all tagged me in. We talk about it, we watch it together, and I debunk them 9 times out of 10. I try to debunk them. So today we are talking about this Elmo balloon thing because this has been going absolutely nuts on TikTok. Everyone is just freaking out and losing their minds over these videos and this account. So a lot of you guys want my thoughts, so we're going to start off with that right off the bat. But I also have a lot of other videos that so many of you guys tagged me in, including a news story that's spreading about children who have been no longer alive, found stacked up in, like, hundreds of them stacked up in a semi-truck. We're going to talk about the super creepy playhouse video. We're going to talk about the garage creature and a lot more, so stay tuned. This video and this channel would not be possible without our sponsors, so I'm going to roll to a really quick ad read, but I'll be right back with you guys. On this channel, we very frequently talk about how scary the internet is getting. From the rise of AI to scammers just running rampant, but at the same time, it's not like we can't use the internet. It's essential to day-to-day life. But what if you could use the internet in the exact same way that you do today, except your data, your location, and your information have essentially a blurring filter over it? With today's sponsor, Surfshark, you can do just that. Surfshark is a VPN, a virtual private network that encrypts your entire online existence. Like I said, it's like having a blurring filter over your data at all times. Like you've acquired the superpower of invisibility on the internet. Like, how cool is that? When Surfshark is on, you can literally make it look like you are in a different location. Let me show you. So as you can see on my screen, it says that I am in Canada, but I can click on Australia right here. And in a matter of seconds, your IP address looks like it's in that location. That means if anybody looks at your IP address, it'll look like you're in New York, even if you're in California, and so on. This means when you are waiting at the airport on your phone or you're working on your laptop in a cafe, your data is always encrypted when Surfshark is on. Surfshark allows you to put them on unlimited devices, plus they have 24/7 customer support. Surfshark has a ton of other amazing perks, like ensuring that you get the best deal when you're shopping for flights or on Amazon, or accessing movie and TV shows that aren't usually available in your home country. Do not leave your online security just to chance. Get 4 extra months of Surfshark by going to surfshark.com/HannahTheHorrible. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying them out. That's surfshark.com/HannahTheHorrible for 4 extra months. Okay, the first TikTok we're going to watch together is the Elmo balloon one. I try to tackle the one that is most requested right off the bat so that you guys don't have to wait too long. So we're going to watch the most viral one together, and then I will give you all of my thoughts, and I have a lot. Oh, by the way, credit for this video and this account is from @HappyRayness on TikTok.
Babe. Quiet. Quiet.
It's creepy, dude.
Okay, so if you're like me, you're thinking that's a balloon filled with helium. Of course, it's going to float. Even if there's a slight draft, it might float up the stairs. But what people are freaking out about in this video is that the feet, if you look closely, the feet on this balloon specifically are moving. It looks like the feet are climbing up the stairs almost in a human-like fashion, like one after another. It is odd. It is creepy. One of the top comments is accusing them of faking this by putting one of their other videos in reverse, saying that they've seen the original video and that this video makes it look like Elmo's going up the stairs, but the original video he's going down the stairs. However, I could not find any evidence to substantiate this claim. I don't know what video it is that this person is talking about that they supposedly saw that is this video, except backwards. And I have looked at every video on this profile. There's not a ton of videos on this account, and every single video, none of them matches up to this video. And it just doesn't look like a reversed video to me. There are several other Elmo balloon videos on their channel, especially where it looks like Elmo keeps going to the basement. That is the recurring theme on the channel, is that this Elmo balloon keeps floating its way to the basement. Other skeptics in the comments were suggesting that this is AI. This is not AI. This is definitely a real video. Right now, at least, we can still tell if it's AI or not. I think people in this case are getting AI mixed up with VFX, and they're not the same thing. VFX actually takes some skill. It's not just a prompt you put into a computer to generate an image or a video. VFX is special effects. If this was VFX, what they mean is that she took the video of the balloon floating up the stairs and then she animated the movement of the legs in post, basically. I highly doubt that this video or this account uses VFX either. I think there would be simpler ways to set this up, and VFX is a skill. People go to school for VFX. Like, VFX is something that takes a lot of training, skill, and knowledge of editing software. So it is technically possible. Maybe one of these people are movie makers and they're able to do this, but I just highly doubt it. And I think there'd be easier, less time-consuming ways to set this up. I think that this one is actually a lot more simple than people are even thinking it is, for people that don't believe it, like me. And I honestly think that this one is simply done, and all these other Elmo videos on their channel is done with fishing line or magician's string, whichever. Clear string that doesn't pick up very well on a camera unless you get a very specific angle. People use fishing line all the time in fake ghost videos. For the video that we just watched, what I speculate that they're doing is that, notice the stairway has like somebody who could be on the stair. I think that the fishing line is most likely around Elmo's neck because his head is so big and his body's so big. There's going to be enough shadow on the top and on the bottom, over and above where the neck is, where it would be really hard to see the string on camera. So I don't know that for sure, but that is my guess, because if it was around a wrist or something, it would also pinch the wrist more and it would be more obvious. And I believe that somebody is standing off camera, probably above the stairs, like holding Elmo by this string like a marionette and gently pulling him up the stairs. I think that they're making the foot movement by knocking him, by lowering him slightly so that his foot hits the stair, and then it bends back when it hits the stair, and then when it's released, when they lift up again, it looks like it moves up the stair. Does that make sense? I think that somebody is marionette dolling this Elmo balloon up the stairs and hitting the stairs strategically to make it look as if he's kind of walking up the stairs. So let's look at another video of theirs. This Elmo video, for example, is another popular one where he is going towards the basement. And in this particular video, I just want to point out that Elmo is only going in one direction. I have yet to see a video where Elmo goes in one direction and then goes back the other way. That would be a little harder to set up, possible, but harder. And I think it's really interesting that somebody's only pulling him one direction, as if somebody's off camera on the right side and pulling Elmo. It would be a lot harder to push him the other way with the string. I want to watch another video with you guys showing this, and I have something additional to say about this particular one.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Very dramatic. Okay, so yet again in this video, notice that the balloon only goes one way, and notice that the camera angle is perfectly cutting off the right side, so that as somebody is moving with the balloon, they have time to move around the corner behind the wall heading towards the basement without the camera catching the movement. Even Elmo, as he rounds the corner, hits the wall as if there's a string attached to him and it needs to like graze the wall in order to get around the corner. It doesn't look like movement on a haunted object moving that much on its own. The caption on this video says, "Please tell me this balloon was not trying to lure my son into the basement," because notice it's like the son gets possessed for a second, or he like just stands up without like just looking forward as if he's following the balloon. That seems so coached to me. I'm just so this is a setup for a story. Like, this is very silly to me. This is bad acting, which don't blame the kid. He's a kid. Most kids are not going to be able to act that well. Most people can't act that well, honestly. So nothing, absolutely no hatred towards this child. He is just trying to make his parents happy because they're making these TikToks. In all of their videos as well, so there's mom, dad, and their son, this kid you just saw, and in none of the videos are all three present when this stuff seems to happen. I want to see all three of them in the frame on camera, and I want to see several videos of this at different times and different days of this occurring. Okay, so stepping away from Elmo, watch this video from this same account.
Did you hear that? Yeah. That's a solid knock. It's like a thick vibration. Yeah. I like felt it right under me. Then do it again. Okay, yeah. Do you hear the rhythm in the knock? Yeah. It's like very thick. It's like double portable. Yeah. Okay, try it again. Okay. So I'm gonna knock over here. Yeah, yeah. The rhythm. Yeah. It's very proper. It was a very hard knock.
And then they show a follow-up video showing us proof that they didn't set this up. Take a look at that video.
I'm FaceTiming my son Andrew's iPad. I set it up in the basement where the knocking should be. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Damn.
This is not proof. I don't understand what they think they're trying to prove here, but this is one angle of an entire basement. We just have to take their word for it that this is where the knocking was coming from, or this is where it would be coming from. Okay, how do we know that? We are not there. This is very, very, very weak proof to me. Their son could be in the basement off camera doing knocks at a certain time, doing knocks when he's told to. This could be a recording. They could have recorded the knocks on a high quality device and then set it next to the camera to go off while they're taking this video. This account first posted on Valentine's Day of this year, and it started off at the very beginning with a video saying they think their basement is haunted, and pretty much every video since has been devoted devoted to this haunted little story. This is set up. This is a family project that they're bonding over, which love that for them. But I would also like to point out that I have talked about hundreds of different TikTok accounts at this point, and yet has anybody reached out to me to defend their claims and to either offer me better proof, invite me over, which again, I know that could be creepy to some, so I'm not like, I don't hold it against them that they wouldn't invite me to their house, but they wouldn't because they know they wouldn't be able to get this replicated because it's not actually a ghost. The only person I've had reach out to me when it's been a ghost video was a long time ago. Only time somebody reached out to me after seeing their video in one of my TikTok videos, it was to confirm that it was set up. It's just awfully convenient that nobody is chomping at the bit to prove to me that these are real. Okay, this next one is very different. This one is from the account at JP Smile Dog, which love the username, and this is a much shorter one.
Going first.
Oh, no, go first. I'm about to take a picture of it. You gotta get lower than that. Look at him move.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh, it's about to catch something. Y'all ready to go back?
I really enjoyed that video. That spider looks so cool. I love watching spiders out in nature. I love outdoor spiders that don't come into my house, and I love watching them. I'd be doing the same thing. So obviously they get freaked out when they start hearing what sounds like screaming. I think most people aren't doubting that this is some sort of animal, but a lot of people actually don't know that this is an animal. Some people might attribute this to paranormal or get freaked out. The reason they might have wanted to leave was because regardless of what it was, it sounds kind of scary. So maybe they were like, even if it's harmless, I don't really want to be around. But if you don't know, this is coyotes. Coyotes howl just, the same way that wolves howl. They howl in packs because over territorial issues is usually the same thing, communication with their pack members, etc. And coyotes have this very distinct howl / vocalization because wolves are way more like actually raising their nose up to the moon, and howling together. Coyotes are way more yap, 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 over each other, more yapping and louder and higher pitched, and sounds like a lot more of them. It's not so much in unison, just like we heard here. The reason I know this is because I live in an area with a lot of coyotes. I see them on a semi-frequent basis just walking my dog. I'll see one in the distance. Winnie always sees them before I do, and she loses it. I have been waking up recently to this sound. That's how I knew what this was immediately, because my dog will wake me up sometimes in the middle of the night, and I've been waking up to the sound of coyotes. And it is, like, even if you're safe inside, it is quite jarring. It is like, holy moly, what is happening out there? What dispute are the animals figuring out there? So it is really, really jarring to wake up to that, but pretty cool nonetheless. So that's all this is. And I don't blame them. If I was outside and I heard that, I would also be, peacing out. Okay, this next one is from the creator D Flash, and I really, really like this one as well. Did you guys miss the voice? If you did, I'm gonna play it, just that part of the clip for you a couple times right here. She said in a later video to clarify that this was a Titanic museum, and I looked this up. It's interesting. There's actually a lot of Titanic museums. There's not just one. She said that she was in the one in Los Angeles, and there are several claims that different Titanic museums are in fact very, very haunted. Now, I don't think this video was set up personally. That does not mean it's a ghost. I'm not saying that it's a ghost. I'm just saying I don't think she faked this or set it up. In her response to somebody, I believe that this person's name is Dre. In her response to somebody, she responds exactly the way I would as a skeptic.
I'm just using this comment because it was pinned at the top. Or not pinned, but it was at the top. But just to like say a few things, I posted that video because I thought it was cool. Honestly, like my mom took that video, and when she played it back, I think for my dad, she noticed the voice. And from what she said, she didn't hear the voice when she was filming. That nobody was really that close in proximity to her. She was kind of just walking around by herself. Yeah, you can hear people in the back, but this voice was a lot closer. And if I would have let the video play longer, you could hear my mom talk. And it doesn't sound like her, and just like the range of like when she talks and how close it sounds to the camera compared to that voice, like it wasn't my mom. Now, if you don't believe it, you don't have to believe it. I mean, I think I'm a little skeptic sometimes too about things like that. But like, don't be rude, you know, especially to other people. Like, it's a cool video. If you don't like it, keep scrolling. If you want to comment that it's fake, comment that it's fake, but just don't be rude, please. Like, it's so unnecessary. But yeah, this was at the Los Angeles one, I want to say like a few months to maybe a year ago, I think. I was just kind of scrolling through my text messages with my mom, and I had seen that like she had sent it to me, and I posted it. And I didn't expect that many people to even see it, to be honest, let alone argue over it. But it's cool if you've been to that museum, nothing's happened, cool. But I do appreciate the stories where they are sharing that they've had some experiences like that. So, I mean, you know, it's just kind of a fun little video. Chill out sometimes.
This is how somebody who didn't set up their video would respond, in my opinion. Dre is not super defensive. Dre is not trying to convince us that it is real and swearing that it's not fake. Dre's not mad at those saying that it's fake or set up. Dre's like, believe whatever you want. She gave us more context and then again left it to our conclusion and said, you can think whatever you want about the video. I just put it up just for your interests. I have found by now, doing this for several years, especially being deep in the TikTok ghost world, that people that are faking these videos tend to respond in one of two ways. They either get very, very defensive, like I just alluded to. They get super defensive, super determined to try to prove that they're not faking it, or they don't say anything. They stay completely silent and do not respond or say anything to anyone. I'm sure that there's some outliers in that, but that is the pattern that I have noticed. Exhibit A, the Elmo TikTok that we just watched. People were saying that that's just somebody knocking on the floorboards, and they were like, no, see? And then they had to set up the whole FaceTime with an iPad in the basement, even though that's not helpful proof at all. So for the video itself, like I said, I'm not saying that this is a ghost. I'm just saying that I don't think it's set up. There's several possibilities. This could be a staff prank. I have heard of in various places where it's notoriously haunted and tourists go there specifically because the place is haunted. I have heard of staff members playing pranks and messing with the guests because they're bored and it's probably fun. I'd probably do the same thing if I worked at one of those places, but it's possible that a staff member maybe planted a little speaker somewhere that was out of view that plays this voice every 20 minutes or something like that. Or staff members like to hide around corners and make little ghostly voices where people can't see them. Although against that theory, Dre did specify in the context video that they didn't even hear it or notice it until they were looking at the video after the fact. The other possibility is that it was just a really weird acoustic thing. You know how in some historical places you can hear somebody's voice very, very far away because of the specific acoustic setup? Perhaps the acoustics, this is a Titanic replica, like you kind of walk through the actual Titanic. So perhaps it was an acoustics thing and they were hearing a child whisper or somebody whisper in this voice from across the way to their friend, and it just picked up on the camera camera at that perfect moment at the perfect angle. The other possibility, if ghosts are real, is that this was a ghost and that there is residual hauntings at these Titanic museums, as many people claim. Okay, this next TikTok is from the account I'm Cooley, and this one makes me really, really mad, but not for the reasons that you're gonna think it would make me mad. Let's watch it and then hear me out.
Y'all, why did I just come across the video of the lady who was working at a truck stop in Mexico? Her job was to inspect semi-trucks that come through. A truck came through. The driver immediately gave something going on. He's sweating, he's nervous, he's shaking. Bitch, immediately she knew something wasn't right. She goes around to the back of the truck to inspect the truck. When she gets to the back of the truck, the door in the back was already halfway open. So all she did was push it up a little more. When she pushed that door up, why did she find hundreds of children's bodies literally stacked on top of each other like cargo shipment? And then what makes it so fucking scary is that a couple days later, why did this same lady who found these children's bodies, of course she called the police, but why was she found stuffed inside of a suitcase days later with a note that said, "This is what happens when you see stuff and don't mind your business"? Y'all, why the fuck was it the cartel?
Because it wasn't, and this never happened. I am so incredibly concerned that nobody that I could find in the comments was questioning this story. Nobody. Everybody in the comments is accepting this as something that really happened, saying they remember this, or just saying like, oh my God, this is so scary. Oh my God, humanity's doomed, yada yada. And to boot, this is another one of those accounts that just reposts random videos. So this woman that we just saw talking, I don't know who she is. I could not find her account because the person that's reposting videos on this account doesn't tag the creator yet again. And so I can't go to this woman's account to get more context, because this might be her entire account is spreading conspiracy theories, you know, which would be really important information to know. It is becoming a pandemic on TikTok where people do not tag the original creator and they're just freebooting other people's content. It's making me really mad, but that's not what makes me mad about this video. What makes me mad is that this woman is just spreading information publicly on TikTok without any verified sources, without fact checking herself at all. Just sounds this terrible, horrible, horrific story with conspiracy theories in it, and then just being like, oh, well, that checks out, and just spreading it online, knowing that most people won't fact check it. Okay, anyway, spot the red flags on this video with me. First of all, why is she not showing any footage from this alleged video she said she saw? What video? What are you talking about? Link it. Tell us where you found it so we can go watch it and verify for ourselves. She shows a couple pictures, but they also look completely arbitrary. This could be from any crime scene involving a semi-truck. This helps us 0 out of 0 stars. Show us pictures of an actual news article. There's no actual proof. This is a horrific claim. This would have made international freaking news. Everybody in the comments who are claiming that they remember this story is saying that, yeah, they won't even cover it on the news because they don't even care, because it was involving the cartel, so they don't care about all those children. So it's just so sad. They just don't report it on the news. No, it's not a news story because it didn't happen. Then there was comments that were saying that I remember this happening in 2018 specifically, and it was a few years ago. And with some cursory Google search, by the way, it's important to note that because it was not hard to find this on Google, the story that people are confusing her story with. The reason that is important is because if people just took 2 seconds of critical thinking, they could have looked this up, seen that there's no merit to it, and she wouldn't have posted this in the first place. Okay, so here's the real story. In September 2018, a big semi near Guadalajara was discovered, and it did have 273 3 human bodies in it. They were wrapped in plastic bags and duct tape, and the Guardian article about this does specify that they were stacked on top of each other, just like in her TikTok, just how she said that these children were stacked on top of each other like cargo. While there were some children, quite sadly, amongst the dead, they were not all children. This was adults and children alike. Additionally, the way that she said that this was connected to the cartel and this person driving the semi was moving these bodies for the cartel, that is completely made up. It was actually local officials and actual government officials who were in charge of this truck, who owned this truck. I don't think it was moving. I think this truck was just found. I don't think they were like pulled over by inspectors. Now, the actual story is less sensationalized and less conspiracy theory-like, but it's not much less sad. These bodies, these 273 people that were dead, were in that truck because the morgue was overflowing. In this area of Guadalajara, I'm sure it is related to gang and cartel violence for some of it, but because of the rising violence in that area, the morgue literally couldn't keep up with the bodies and needed to store them somewhere. So local officials were allowing them to be stored in these trucks stacked on top of each other. That is extremely sad. It's so tragic. However, it's not the way that she's implying, that the person driving the truck took a big shipment of bodies from all the people that the cartel killed that week. This is an accumulation of violence from different scenarios, different gangs, all over the area. Local authorities did eventually have to come out and admit that they had nowhere else to put these bodies. Now, as for this inspector woman who was hacked up and found in a suitcase later with a note saying this is what happens when you don't mind your business, when you see stuff, that part is completely fabricated. That part did not happen whatsoever. That was completely made up. And come to find, again, cursory Google search, this whole story, this made up story that went along with a video with the bodies that we just talked about, was from Twitter/X. It originated on Twitter. And this person saw that or saw somebody else who was circulating it and was like, period, sounds legit. Let's just make a little video and spread it around and scare people and also contribute to conspiracy theorists while I'm at it without doing any due diligence. Another reason to boycott Twitter, like I am, and like pretty much everybody I know, is because it was terrible before. It's becoming worse and worse. It's a complete cesspool now of simple misinformation as intended by Elon Musk. And we're all boycotting it. So this is your sign to boycott Twitter if you haven't already. But also, call these people out. When you see videos like this and you figure out quickly that it's not true, or there's just red flags, like I said, that there was absolutely no news article or sources that she could point us to prove her claims, write a comment. Say, hey, where did you get this information? Don't be mean. I'm not saying leave a hate comment. Say, hey, can I have a link to the source? Can you prove headline, news article, where did you get this? Can I see the video? So you could see for yourself. If enough people are commenting that, people are going to be more discouraged from just posting things without looking it up first. Okay, let's move on to a much more lighter-hearted one. This one's adorable. This is from the account I Love Effie. So let's watch that one. Palette cleanser. Still a ghost one, but also a palette cleanser. Really crazy. So did you catch it? It looks like the cat's tail gets pulled and they're moved across the room. Again, I do tend to believe this one. The creator responded to a few comments and said that she started filming her cat because she had the zoomies and she was being super crazy and super silly. So she just started filming and then realized yet again after filming, looking back at the video, and caught this. I mean, fair, slay. What the fuck else would I do with my day if I didn't have my pets to literally follow around with my camera taking pointless videos of? I get it. So another person accused her of reversing the original clip. Again, I don't think that's the case here. It would look really, really weird if this video was reversed. I will try to show you what it would look like reversed, and I don't think that makes any sense. She also shows us the full video with no audio, no scary audio, and no edits to show us what the cat did before and after. I'll show you that here. So a lot of people, including myself, kind of think that maybe the cat just pushes off the carpet with its back legs really, really, really hard. And if the cat has the zoomies, it just like went really, really far, pushing itself off and then kind of startled itself. If you slow it way down, you can kind of see this, but if you slow it way down, you can also see something. I swear it does look like something pulls her cat's tail. And then in the full unedited clip, after the cat like flips over and is like, whoa, what happened? The cat starts licking the tip of its tail as if it felt something pull it. I have no idea. I mean, to be fair, all cats are just slightly demonic as it is, and I'm not saying that. Do not come at me. I am a cat person. I actually would love to have cats, but I literally can't because my dog won't allow it. But I actually am an OG cat person and will have cats in my life. I love cats. I love all pets, but I love cats. But I still think they're just slightly demonic. They're just a little scary. So this would be a good one to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I mean, other short of a ghost, maybe alternate dimension glitch, pulling the poor cat's tail, telling it to calm down. I don't know. Poor kitty. So I don't know about this one. Again, I'm not saying it's paranormal. Like, don't come at me. I'm not saying I believe this one fully, but I just don't think she set it up. And I can't think of a logical explanation for that one. Okay. This next one is from the account El Chewy. I can't say it. I'm so sorry. .tv. Yet again, I don't think this is their video. I think they freebooted this and just reposted it. But I got tagged in this one quite a bit, so I want to address it. It does kind of look weird. It does kind of look like a weird creature. I can understand why somebody took a video of this and thought it was weird. However, that's a wolf. Probably a timber wolf, as most people were saying in the comments, as they can be black and they can get quite large, and it's also most likely on the older side, explaining why it has white around its eyes and its nose, and that white is kind of reflecting off the camera to give it that weird look. It's just a wolf. You could tell that it's moving like a wolf. It also, if you see pictures of big timber wolves, they have that big fluffy chest like this one does, and it's moving like a wolf. It's kind of nervous, like staying still and being like, can you please go away? I don't want to interact with you, kind of thing. So that one's just a wolf. Okay, this one is from Incognito Gaming TV.
What the f is this shit, bro? What the fuck is this shit? Why are they over a cemetery? Hey, y'all better get right with God, man. Y'all get right with God, bro. Oh my God, the cops are down there saying go back to your house, bro. Yes, come here. Look at this shit. The cops are down here saying we have to go back to our houses because they don't want us to film it. Yo, something big is finna fucking happen, bro.
Okay, I'm sure most of you guys already guessed. I think we've talked about it enough by now that most of you probably already clocked the fact that this is AI, This is a video using AI. But I still want to talk about it because I want to point out a couple things. So first of all, notice on the screen, what I found really interesting about this one is that notice on the screen, it says UFO Hornet's Nest shape UAP near Austin, Texas 2/20/2025, and then in red it says on the screen NCOG original video, referring to Incognito Gaming TV. And that is on a lot of videos, not all of them, but it's on quite a few videos where they like watermark / tag their video so that nobody can steal it, is like the idea. which again, I find really comical because you made this with AI. This is not you putting any sort of crazy effort into your videos. You did nothing. All you did was use AI, cheat basically, and then put random audio, stole audio from somebody else without context, and then put it over this. Here, let me show you another video from them, also with the NCOG original video tag on it.
That's as far as it goes on the video. I'm taking the video. Goes away. What the hell?
What is going on?
Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't that crazy that this same person saw these two different events on different days in different places? But that's what they're implying because they put their name and tagged their name, their account on the video, their original video, as if they witnessed these things themselves. Now, let's watch this video from them.
This is real life, real time. This is what I'm looking at right now that's in the sky. Don't know what it is. Came out of nowhere, really. But this shit is so real. Excuse my language, but this is the real deal.
Wow, the audio changed. Now they're a completely different person. Like I said, this person is making AI videos, which is pretty unethical to begin with. I think most of us agree that the use of AI is not a good thing. They're just using AI of crazy sky events and then putting audio from other viral videos, most likely, or just other videos of people going, oh my God, wow, taking the audio and putting it over these videos. This is so dumb. I hate AI. Also, formal apology for using AI that one time in my DMT video. I didn't use AI, not on the thumbnail. I made that thumbnail myself, okay? I used Canva and either free stock image sites, or I also pay for Storyblocks. So I have the license to a lot of my B-roll. And I use pictures from Canva, which again, I have the license to. I pay for Canva. So not for the thumbnail on that video or anything like that, but I did show a simulation of a possible DMT trip made by AI, which my logic in that moment was that I didn't want to like steal somebody's artwork and just stick it in my video. And I should have. They probably would have been fine with it if I had given them credit and everything. And so logically in my head at the moment, that made sense, but it was not a good, I shouldn't have. I should never use AI for anything like that, especially not thumbnails or in my videos itself. So that is why I used it that one time, and I trash talk it now because I have learned since then, and I was not educated on why AI was problematic, not as much until the last few months. And so now I know, and now we do better. So that's why I trash AI so much, and that's why I don't think it's ethical. Anyway, okay, thankfully, in the comments of most of this person's video, most people are not believing this and are saying, either calling this out for AI or just making jokes, being like, oh wow, that sucks, or like, oh, do I have to go to work on Monday? All those jokes that are recycled 1,000 times. However, there were still an alarming number of people who were believing this, who were not reading the other comments and were just blindly believing this. And if anybody believes this, that concerns me in itself. I know that boomers on Facebook have a reputation for believing weird AI pictures, but I am concerned that anybody on TikTok is believing this. Okay, TikTok number 8 for today. This is from Lucinda Mackey, I think, 123. Scream warning for this one, not like a terrified blood curdling scream, but you're gonna hear children scream kind of suddenly in the background, just FYI.
We don't think this is supposed to do this, but every time we go in to go watch a movie, now that we're in, click on it.
Did you get it?
And then
Go.
Hold on, let's see. Click a movie to watch. Oh, this one works. Oh, look.
Okay, if you look at the tags for this video, September 5th is tagged. And if you look up that tag on Google, it will lead you to the movie that was made last year called September 5th. This is a film based on a true story, and that creepy image that you saw on their screen is a still from the trailer. The film is about the 1972 Munich terrorist attack, where an extremist Palestinian militant group of terrorists kidnapped, held hostage, and ended up killing 11 Israeli people during the Israeli Olympics. Or, I'm sorry, 2 members of the Israeli Olympic team, as well as 9 other team members. This, and the creator confirmed this in another video, was just a glitch. What we suspect is that this was simply a glitch on the TV, and that most likely it was trying to play an ad, and the ad was probably the trailer for this movie, and it was trying to show them that before they actually watched whatever they were trying to watch. And instead of playing the actual trailer, that was the glitch, and it just was frozen on this screenshot instead. It's just the most unfortunate screen grab possible. Okay, this next one is from CreepMix, but again, not sure why I'm crediting accounts that are just stealing other people's content, but regardless, I am going to debunk this one. However, I will admit this one really gave me the creeps, regardless of real or fake. This one is well done and very, very creepy. So let's watch that one.
A concerned mother is recording her daughter, who just told her that a guy is inside her room.
What guy?
The guy.
The guy is at the door.
Guy.
Can we go together?
Yeah.
Do you want to open the door or you want mommy to open it?
I want mommy to open it.
Okay.
He's in there.
The guy?
Yeah. He's scary.
He's scary.
I'm scared.
It's okay.
No.
No one appears to be in this room, yet strangely, Jessica's daughter sees someone who she says is scary. Now, despite there being nothing alarming, there is something in this room that's worth noting. The playhouse in the center is a space where Jessica's daughter often plays in. Most of her time is spent playing or eating inside, which is why Jessica decided to renovate the playhouse.
For a house tour of Emma's playhouse. Then Emma, I'm gonna show them the door, okay? She really wanted it to have a doorbell camera like our front door. So I put
From the color of the house to the same doorbell, every detail was inspired by the actual house they live in. However, only a few days after remodeling, something strange had occurred. On the night of January 3rd, 2025, the doorbell camera started to record. Now, this only happens when someone is at the door and near the doorbell, but upon being activated, the camera recorded this.
Okay, if you are confused about the context like I was at first, so the Ring doorbell is on the door, and the point of the video is that the door is seemingly moving in and out on its own. That's why the video on the Ring doorbell is moving in and out like that, because it's like the Ring doorbells don't move. So that's confusing. The door is supposedly moving on its own in and out. And then another flaw in this thing that a lot of people were talking about is the fact that the door swung outward when Mom was giving us the little house tour. So why is it swinging inward during this creepy video? And the answer to that, again, is explained by the fact that if you look very carefully, it swings inward too. It's a plastic, like, lightweight door. It's not, you know, a super realistic to a house. So it's going to swing outward and inward. If you look at this tiny part of the video, you see that it does swing inward as well. And then quick side note, I just saw some comments that were saying that, like, I knew that that house was haunted the second you showed it to us. The second you opened the door, I got a really dark feeling from that house. And that just made me laugh. I just wanted to point that out because, like, just remember that of course it gave you bad vibes. You were set up. You were already primed to be creeped out before she opened the door. The little girl was freaking out. It's dark. The mom's like, oh my God, what's wrong? She opens the door to this ominous looking house that's supposed to be a plaything, but it's in the dark and there's like dust flying by the camera. Like, what do you mean it gave you the creeps? It's gonna give everybody the creeps. That's the point. You were primed. Your brain was primed to be creeped out by it. You don't have a sixth sense for ghosts just because you saw this and were creeped out by it. It's supposed to look creepy. They made it look creepy. Anyway, last piece of context is that doll head in the corner too, if you don't know, I'm pretty sure, I'm confident that this is one of those dolls where it doesn't come with the body of the doll. It's just like the shoulders and the head. And just if you don't know, if you don't have kids, those were around when I was a kid too. They make those life-sized doll heads so that you can play with their hair, so that you can like do hairdos, dye their hair, put different pretty clips in it, explore with hair, experiment with hair, cut it if you want, that kind of stuff. So they make it lifelike. So I'm pretty sure that's what that is. That's why the doll doesn't have a body. And it's so creepy that that doll is facing the corner, like the end of the Blair Witch Project makes this extra creepy. Okay, so why do I think that this is fake? Why do I think this is set up? And there's several reasons. The first one is that I find it really hard to believe that Mom bought a real Ring doorbell and hooked it up to her phone. When I doubt that kid has her own iPhone, at least I hope she doesn't. She looks way too young for that. But hooked it up, like bought a Ring doorbell camera, which by the way, the very cheapest ones are $50, but they go up to like $200 for her daughter's playhouse. I just don't understand that, because why wouldn't you just buy a fake pretend doorbell camera? You could buy fake security cameras that are super duper cheap just so that she feels like, oh, I have a security camera. Or at the maybe the Ring doorbell, she would give her daughter an old Ring doorbell because they bought new ones, and so they let their daughter have the old one. But even if that was the case, why hook it up? She doesn't actually need to see the video footage of a bedroom. Why wouldn't they just put it on there for show, just so that the daughter could feel like the house had a Ring doorbell? And how cool is that? That just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why Mom would hook up a real expensive Ring doorbell on their daughter's playhouse unless they were going to set this up and wanted to catch the footage for it. I personally think this is set up. I think somebody is crouching down inside the dollhouse and is ringing the doorbell out of view of the camera and then swinging the door in and out. This would be so easy to set up without you seeing who was there. Somebody could crouch down and be behind this door and open and close it. I think the doll hair moving at the end, again, it's a weird, unnatural movement that could easily be something attached to the doll, such as string or something like that, because it's like held up and then it falls back down. Obviously, I can't prove this because, like most debunkings, it's hard to prove anything definitively. However, this all seems too convenient. It all seems too conveniently set up. The child being so scared in the beginning does make this admittedly creepier. However, there's many reasons a child might get scared like that. It didn't seem directly related to this camera event, and it could have been the daughter had a nightmare about that room and she was trying to tell her mom. Maybe she had a nightmare about a guy in that room or an intruder. Maybe she saw somebody outside in the grocery store that really scared her, and she started attributing it to this room. For some reason, she made that connection. That's possible. That means this child was not lying. She's really legitimately scared of something in that room, but it doesn't mean that it's a ghost. Okay, our last TikTok for today that we're going to debunk is from the account Curious Chills, yet again from a repost account. However, I got tagged in this one so many times. The caption says, "This is terrifying. This is my neighbor's house. They are away on holiday. The house is empty, but I noticed the light in the garage flicker, and I recorded this while waiting for police. But when they got here, the house was completely empty and no sign of forced entry. Look at how fast this thing goes back and forth." Interestingly enough, I have seen this video before. This video has been circulating for actually several years. And for whatever reason, this particular repost of it went viral. And that's how people end up tagging me in it. But I almost want to say I covered this in one of my TikTok debunking videos. But if I did, I cannot remember. So if that is the case, it being put in this video was a mistake. However, I have seen this video reposted many times. I swear I saw it years ago, but the earliest repost I could find on TikTok was in January 2023. And alas, I could not find the original poster because nobody would tag them yet again, probably because it would prove that it's fake and they don't want their video to be proven fake because it doesn't make it as exciting and they won't go viral. The reason that we know this one is fake is because if you watch all the reposted videos of it, the story slightly changes. Sometimes it's a woman walking through the neighborhood. Sometimes it's the neighbor. Sometimes it's a woman. Sometimes it's a man. Like it changes all the time, which that tells me that somebody found a creepy looking video and they made up a story with it to make it more creepy. The problem with this one, again, where seeing the original poster would be very helpful, would be for context. Maybe when they're away on vacation, they have a burglary deterrent in their garage. Like maybe they set this up on purpose to make it look like somebody was in the garage and that the lights are going in and on and off, and then it's sped up. The video sped up, so that's why the thing looks like it's running back and forth, but it really is supposed to just look like somebody walking back and forth. Maybe it's some elaborate burglary deterrent. But this could also super easily be set up. Somebody could be in the garage, have their friend film from the street. They're flickering the lights on and off. Probably you could flicker lights on and off by your phone these days. And then somebody is running back and forth. And again, the video could be sped up so that it looks like they're going fast, or they're just running really fast and sprinting. So this one could be so easily set up. And the story around it is there's nothing to corroborate the story around it. So I have no way of knowing the context for this. And so I can only assume that this is set up because we simply don't have enough information. Very creepy video regardless, but I could also see it being not creepy at all. If you think about it, there's not even proof that the homeowners are actually gone and actually on vacation. I really, really wish I could find the OP for this video. I looked on Google and I looked on YouTube and I could not find it. I probably didn't have the right keyword. So if anybody has the original video, please send it to me. Please email it to me. I would really appreciate it. So, okay. And then we have one really quick bonus TikTok for y'all. This is just a funny one somebody sent me and I loved it.
This Santa Claus doll was sitting on the side of their couch when he noticed it moving. He immediately grabbed his camera and started recording. Despite being afraid of what was happening, he didn't let his emotions drive him to leave. Instead, he moved closer to investigate the paranormal activity. What happened next was downright chilling.
The way the cat for like 1 second is like, oh no, I'm being filmed. And then it's just like, that one's really cute. How much paranormal activity can be attributed to it actually just being our cats? I love it. Okay, friends, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you like these videos, you might like the merch. We've got the peeking ghost merch, which is the inside joke of the ghosts always peeking around the corner in so many of these videos. We have one with my channel name on it. We have future ghost, future poltergeist stuff down there, which I've been wearing nonstop. And also, of course, Camping Cryptids, the one that's actually made by my artist, is also always for sale as well. And it's fun stuff down there. Please like the video and leave me a comment, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much to all of our patrons on the screen right now. Special shout out to our newest top tier, who's actually not new at all, but accidentally slipped through the cracks on the top tiers, and I'm so sorry, but that is for Rasmus Big. I think I'm saying your name right. So thank you so much for being an alien tier patron, and I will see you all in the next one. Okay, bye.
Mjöl från livets grottekvarn. Guldfisk, guldfisk hela dagen.